Hello, you're welcome to New Focus Approach to Mathematics Basic 7. This is revised edition. And in this video, we want to look at algebraic expressions. We want to learn some few terminologies that goes with algebraic expressions. And this, algebraic expression is one of the sub-strands under the major strand called algebra. Right, so let's see what we can do. Now, when we talk of algebraic expression, simply means we having letters representing numbers or values in a mathematical statement. For example, if I say I have okay, let me put it this way. If I say I have money in my pocket now, which I wouldn't tell you the amount, a friend gave me twice of this amount in addition to what I have. Then later, somebody gave me 50 cedis in addition. I found out that in the evening, I have 200 Ghana cedis. What would be the money that I took from the onset? So I took the money I don't know. Let's call the money M. Okay. And then someone gave me twice that amount that I took. So 2 times the M that I don't know. Then later in the day, someone gave me 50 Ghana cedis. In the evening, I found out that I have an amount of 200 cedis in my pocket. What was the original amount I had from the beginning? And this is an algebraic expression. So in this case, I have something like this. Okay, 50 equals 200. Right. So you could see that I wanted to know how much I have from the onset. So I represented it by a letter called M. I could use N, S, Y, V, U. That is what we call algebraic expression. It's like we are having some unknown value and we are representing it with a letter. That is all about algebraic expression. So few terminologies that we need to understand and learn, even as we learn algebra. We have what you call variable. So the letter that I use to represent the number in this algebraic expression is called variable. So for example, if I say 2x squared minus 4x plus 17, here the x represent the variable. Okay, so I'm telling you that I have maybe a value or an amount of money or something. If I double that thing, or if I multiply the number by itself times 2, and I subtract 4 times that same amount, and I add 17 to it, what will be the value? That is what it means here. Again, if I have 5ab cubed minus 3s plus 2x squared, it means I'm using ab to represent something, I'm using s to represent something. That is what you call variable. Okay. Now, there's another word we call coefficient, and it's a number attached to a variable in algebraic expressions. For example, if I say 2x squared minus 4x plus 17, here the 2 is called coefficient of the x squared. Here the negative 4 is the coefficient of the x. If I just write negative m, there is a coefficient, and what is it? Negative 1. That means negative 1 times m will give us negative m. So that is the coefficient. If I write 2 as the coefficient of this, okay, I think I've already explained that one. So here we can say 5 is the coefficient, negative 3 is a coefficient, and positive 2 is a coefficient to any of these variables that we have. Then we have the word terms. The terms is an expression which is being separated by either plus or minus symbol. So for example, if I write 2x squared minus 4x plus 17, here I've written 3 different terms here. So I have a term called 2x squared, and I have a term called 4x, and I have a term called 17. Here again, I have 3 terms. I have this whole thing as a term, because each of them is being separated by plus or minus. Take note, if I just write 5 times a, b times 7, here the expression is not being separated by plus or minus. So the whole of this become a term, is together as a term. So I can write the whole of this as 35ab. just that. So that is a term together. There's no plus, there is no minus. And so again, if I say 4 as power 4 b to the power 2 also become a term. So the whole of this also can be a term, because even though there's minus here, because this is multiply, okay, the 2 is multiplying this as an entity. It's like it become one entity. So the whole of this becomes just a term. It won't be separated. Okay, then when we talk of terms, then we can also think of talking about like terms and unlike terms. So two or more terms are like if they have the same variable with the same exponent, irrespective of their numerical value. For example, 2x squared and 6x squared are like terms. They are like because they have the same variable x and they have the same exponent. That we don't care about the coefficient. So far as the variable and the exponent are the same, then they make up a like term. So here we can see 7ab cubed and negative 12ab cubed. So far as the variables are the same with the same exponent, we'll say they are like terms. But take note, if this happen to be 7a cubed b, I can't match this and say they are like terms. No, because the exponent of a is cubed, but then the exponent of a here is power 1. For that matter, we can't say they are like terms. All right. So again, here we have s power 3y and 4s power 3y. So they are like terms as well. Then we have unlike terms. Now, unlike terms, we are saying they cannot be added or subtracted in any algebraic expressions, but they are not, they don't have the same exponent and same variable. Here we have x here, we have x here. We could have said because we have x, they are like terms. No, because the x here is power 2. Here the x here is power 1. So 2x squared and the negative 4s are not like terms. Now look at this. If you look at s cubed, okay, 4y to the power z. If I write another one and I say sy power 4z, or like this, we can say they are the same, but they are not. In terms of variable, they are the same, but in terms of the exponent, they are not the same, so we can't call them like terms. So here too, this and this and this are separate terms. They can be like terms. So in algebra, we can only add and subtract like terms and unlike terms. That'll be our next video. We'll learn about that one. Now, the final thing we want to talk about is constant term. Constant term simply means a number or symbol which is not attached to any variable in an algebraic expression. Like ordinary 4 is just a term, constant term. If I have 5a b cubed minus 3 plus 2, here we see this one not having any variable, so it's a constant term. So here the constant term here is negative 3, okay, and here the constant term here is going to be what? I know your guess is right, that is 17, right? So these are the few things we want to learn. These are the terminology we're going to use in dealing with algebraic expression in general. With this, we come to the end of this video. Thanks so much for watching.